Part 11, as defined by the FDA, are regulations that set forth the criteria under which the agency considers electronic records, electronic signatures, and handwritten signatures executed to the electronic record to be trustworthy, reliable, and generally equivalent to paper records and handwritten signatures executed on paper. Part 11 regulations are similar to Part 820 regulations. Part 820, as many of you would know, are quality system regulations for medical device manufacturing. Regulations Illumina has complied with in order to continue manufacturing medical devices. By design, Part 11 regulations can be categorized into three key elements, and those are electronic records, electronic signatures, and audit trails. Now let's dive a little deeper into each of these subparts. Electronic record, it's a combination of text, graphics, data, pictures, or audio represented in a digital format equivalent to a paper record that's created, modified, archived, and retrieved by a computer system. And I'm going to learn how to spell records immediately after this video. Electronic signatures can be defined as a combination of symbols representing the username and password as a legally binding equivalent of an individual's handwritten signature. As you can see here, we're utilizing the combination of John Doe's username and password as an electronic signature in an electronic batch record, which is equivalent to John Doe signing off on a paper batch record. Now let's talk about audit trails. The main purpose of audit trails is to provide assurance with regards to the integrity of the electronic record. Various agency regulations as well as guidance documents provide us with a list of features that a computerized audit trail must have in order to be considered compliant. The audit trail must be attributable, legible, contemporaneous, original, and accurate. Audit trails can be retained either on the network or locally on the workstation PC. Audit trails at a minimum must capture the following information: identity of the user who performed the action, type of action, date and time of the action performed. In further elaborating Subpart B, Electronic Records, Part 11, 10, and 20 discuss the controls for closed and open systems. With closed systems, let's assume the stick figure is the owner responsible for the content of the electronic records that are on the system. He or she will then control the access to authorized individuals. Open systems, on the other hand, are systems where the access is not controlled by persons who are responsible for the content of electronic records that are on the system. Open systems aren't often used in the regulated industry as additional measures are required to implement authenticity, integrity, and confidentiality of data. Subpart B, Electronic Records 1150 discusses signature manifestations, in that all electronically signed records should clearly indicate at a minimum of the following: printed name of the signer, date and time of when the signature was executed, and meaning, whether it was a review, approval, or a rejection associated with that signature. Subpart B 1170 discusses the linking of these electronic signatures to the electronic records such that the signatures aren't copied or falsified in any manner. This means a no cheating, no forging, no falsification. Subpart C of 21 CFR Part 11 talks about electronic signatures. It defines the regulations pertaining to the creation, maintenance, and control of electronic signatures. As an example, we have John Doe and Jane Doe here, who are both authorized individuals of our workstation PC. To comply with these signatures, there would have to be procedural or technical controls on the workstation to be able to maintain uniqueness of the electronic signatures, perform periodic revisions of the passwords, and last but not least, prevent unauthorized access to use of the workstation PC. the advantages in implementing Part 11 regulations for the computer systems at alumina consumables manufacturing. For records submitted to the FDA, if we were to move all of our paper records to electronic records, we'd inherently be eliminating paperwork, streamlining the process. In this particular example, we see how using electronic batch records in lieu of paper batch records speeds up the submission process to FDA and allows for trending in an analytical way. Another long-term benefit is that it's going to result in a lot of cost